We would like to start with the case of the Italian Campania region called the Open Mediathek and Observatory on Violence on Women. And it will be presented by Giuseppe Ferretti, who is the technical director of the Council of Campania. He has been a public official since 2004 at the Campania regional government, first as a web project manager and later engaged in many ICT projects at the President's Cabinet, associates, youth, social and urban planning. Since 2008, Giuseppe is technical director at Campania Regional Council, in which he combines responsibilities as ICT manager, e-government projects coordinator and open data supervisor, and for performance in all contracts for digital government transformation. Giuseppe was born in Naples and graduated from computer science at University of Salerno in 1993. And before his career in the public administration, being passionate about science fiction, he was ICT professional trainer for many students in South Italy, and later he became external IT professional consultant for many administrations. I would like to give the floor to you, Giuseppe.
Thank you, John. Thank you for the invite, and thanks to everyone who is here or watches this workshop online. Let me show a very short video message with institutional greetings of Mrs. Rosa D'Amelio, the President of Campania Regional Council, and she has also since 2018 the coordinator of the Conference of the Presidents of the Italian regional parliaments.
Warmest regards from the Regional Council of Campania. We are very pleased for your invitation in Brussels in this important workshop of DigiConnect as part of the European Week of Regions and Cities. The Campania region is successfully implementing digital transformation. As politicians, we strongly believe that it represents the only path that can be followed by the public administration to offer modern services to its end users, which are 6 million inhabitants, of which about 20% are young people between 0 and 18 years, the so-called Generation Z. Campania is the youngest region in Italy, with the largest number of users interested in public digital services. 350,000 business companies, 300,000 employees of public administration. This very demanding audience pushes lawmakers and public administrators to keep in mind that actions of e-government must enhance the experiences of e-democracy and democratic decision-making processes, enabling citizens to connect one to each other and to their elected representatives. That the simple collection of data produced by public administration is useless if not stated in an interoperable and open data format. That every digital public service is useless if it is not supported by a well-done institutional communication campaign on all channels, digital and or analog. That the principles of the 2017 Tallinn Declaration must guide the public administration to put the user in the center of these services. Thank you and good job.
Well, a special thanks also to our Finance Question Councillor, Mr. Antonio Marciano. In Campania, to accelerate the modernization of the public sector, we have a lot of initiatives and projects about open data, e-government, e-democracy, e-participation, all compliant with the European laws, directives and guidelines. I have to take a special thanks to all the colleagues here from Campania region and from our location of Brussels. Now let's see a couple of our practical digital public services that aim to be coherent with the principles in the annex of the Tallinn Declaration on e-government, and that want to be user-centric for citizens, but also for businesses or professionals, even providing cross-border services for people of European region and cities. Well, the first best practice is the Open Media Tech project. Since 2016, the activities done in our council hall during the legislative processes are completely paperless. For example, we have electronic voting with a legal value. We have the consulting of digitalized law proposal using Wi-Fi tablets connected with our document management system. And we have the automatic creation of digital reports from speech to text and so on. The output of that are structured documents. But since 2017, we use an internal fully digital television recording studio to produce a lot of journalistic multimedia products concerning the councillors and the life inside the Council of Campania. And I have to take a special thanks to our colleagues, Mrs. Giovanni Donadio and Mrs. Gabriella Peluso. All these multimedia products are stored and published in a free of charge YouTube channel and are classified in thematic categories. For example, council meetings, question time with the regional ministers, double interviews to councillors of opposite parties, or web television news, and so on. But the output of this are unstructured documents. So, what is the idea of our Open Media Tech project? In 2018, we created an institutional website named Open Media Tech, compliant with the European GDPR, Regulation on Privacy, when treating privacy of personal data, but that aims to give free access to the big multimedia institutional contents that we produce that are automatically subtitled by YouTube, so we can give a useful service also to persons with hearing impediments. And we want to give to the corresponding downloadable PDF report that are automatically created by subtitles. But we also put the links from the words of the searchable hypertext into the exactly corresponding time code of the video sequence. And finally, a link to the indexed and searchable large amount of datasets, open data, pulled out from those unstructured documents using software tools and artificial intelligence techniques provided by an European research project. In fact, by subscribing an agreement in a public-to-public partnership, the Campania Regional Council can use for free the techniques and the softwares realized by the University of Salerno, the Department of Computer Science, and a special thanks to the Professor Vittorio Scarano, who has been the coordinator of an Horizon 2020 3-year project named Route to PA, and who is the maker of SPOD, the social platform for open data, that is used for a quick co-creation with a very friendly and social interface of quality datasets that are stored in an open data repository of the Campania Regional Council that is federated with the Italian Open Data Portal and with the European Open Data Portals. The second best practice is the Observatory on the Phenomenon of Violence on Women. The Observatory is a monitoring institution for the Regional Council Presidency, which aims to prevent and eliminate all types of discrimination and violence against women. The president of the Regional Observatory is here in the hall, Mrs. Rosario Bruno, and with our data scientist, Mr. Gianluigi Renzi. The Observatory of Campania collects and provides georeferenced data on the phenomenon of feminicide in the whole Italy, and this is a national best practice. Using methods and tools by the public agreement with the University of Salerno, and with another thanks to Professor Monica Sebillo, the observatory collects regional data by drawing on the sources par excellence, namely, in the health sector, the first sites of Campania regional hospitals, the emergency rooms. In the social sector, the centers for anti-violence on women placed in the main municipalities. The digital interaction is guaranteed. The operators of health and social sector will use a cloud regional platform named ITR, Information on Territory, that is linked to SPOD, the social platform, for the standardization of data collection, which guarantees the security and protection of the transacted data while preserving its availability and usability. The software represents a considerable reduction of the administrative burdens. It is not a data supply request using traditional systems, nor dedicated human resources. The result of this observation and data collection are efficient and performing datasets with quality data that offer visual datalets, graphics, for immediate understanding and effective support for the social study of the phenomenon. The involvement of the citizens, the women, their children, is not direct, but everything starts from it. The protection of their personal data and privacy is guaranteed by software tools for anonymization. The incentives to use this tool can derive from targeted legislative interventions and from specific resolution or political addresses of the regional government. Thank you.